So last week I was in Monterey. It's called Car Week. They do it every year. Saw a lot of nice cars. I feel like I need to counterbalance it out by seeing some shorty car mods. So let's start off with number 19, NOS. I mean, up until now, everyone's had it wrong. They thought nitrous oxide was a gas? No, the gas was named after the energy drink, okay? If you want to give your car extra power, feed it energy drinks, and this is the best way to do that. Also, it's quite the hood though. It doesn't look bad at all. That's a nice carbon fiber hood. I do like me some carbon fiber. And in fact, I don't think this is an S2K, but it is a Honda. And if I had an extra garage space, honestly, I'd get an S2K. Would I get a carbon fiber hood for the S2K? Maybe not, but if it had a carbon fiber hood from the previous owner, maybe I'd keep it. Maybe I wouldn't mind it. And then I would definitely feed it NOS. Also, depending upon how sporty your car, you might not have a cup holder on the inside. So an external one works great. Double purpose, NOS, cup holder, whatever works. Hubcap spinners are bigger than the wheels. You know, I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but there was a time in my childhood where I thought spinners were kind of cool. I've outgrown that happily, but it's not a proud thing for me to admit. I saw a few cars back in my childhood that drove by with spinners, and I was like, look at that. Wow, that person driving it must be so cool. They must be ballin' to have spinners on their wheels. And then I'm like, oh. No, just bad taste. That's about it. All right. Whew. Glad we're past that. Spotted in Berlin. Oh, no. God, that's so bad because, why would you take a car that's actually pretty cool and just completely deface it? Is that supporting like a sports team or something like that? Oh, no, dude. And then it looks like this person, they like put stuff also on the other side of the hood, and then they peeled it off and just absolutely destroyed the paint while they were at it. And then they just adhesive the headlight things as well. And it peeled it off. Friggin' looks like it burned a hole through it. Oh, God, dude. I hope that's a wrap. That's the only possible thing that could be okay is if that's actually a wrap. And so all the damage is just on a piece of vinyl. You can take it off. It's good as new. And that poor thing. Those old 8 series are pretty dope. Saw a truck that deserves a spot on this subreddit in Carolina Beach, North Carolina this weekend. Wow. Okay, all right. It's the J.J. Abrams lens flare truck. Either that or this photo was taken by J.J. Abrams. I can't tell which. Oh, God, it's also got a headlight out, so you should probably check that out. I mean, but it's so blindingly reflective and has all the underlighting that who knows. Maybe you don't need a headlight. They probably can't tell that a headlight is out because there's so much light being emitted from everywhere else on the car that it's a blob of light. In fact, the car itself looks almost invisible, and you just see these black silhouetted wheels with a little bit of pink behind them coasting along. It's quite a thing. I don't know why you have such a difference in height between the front and back. Maybe it's adjustable. I don't know, it seems impractical for seeing over the front of your car, but that's just me. What the fork happened here? Also, why is Ghostface here? Wow. That's got aero, dude. I bet that was highly tested in a wind tunnel, and they determined that all of this being applied to the car would generate maximum downforce. It almost looks like this is not possibly real. Oh, it's Japan. That makes sense now. Okay, I see a license plate, Japan. Okay, no, that settles that. Honestly, it's so strange because context matters, and you see such crazy car shows in Japan where people take any kind of car. I've seen crazy Prius modifications at a car meet in Japan. Just a bunch of lowered, cambered as fork Priuses leaving a car meet all in a line. Just wild everything modifications. And it fits in to the car culture there because it's not like one guy on his own. It's like you have whole massive groups of people doing it. Honestly, I bet you if you went through the other cars at this parking lot, you'd see a lot of this. And they'd all be together. Everyone would be supportive. And you know what? It's more wholesome, I guess, than the one lone person out here doing it. And you're like, what the heck is that? Heck yeah, fellas. I mean, I don't get it at all. I have no idea what this is referring to. It doesn't, I mean, why would you want to not just say taxi on the side? If you're trying to be a taxi, why wouldn't you call yourself an actual taxi? I mean, I don't know why you would ever want to be fake. That doesn't make any sense at all. But also probably don't Google that. Don't Google it. Please don't do that. Don't Google, please. I don't know what it is, but I don't think you should Google it. Sometimes you just gotta own it. Shortbox edition. This isn't really shorty car mods, except by the very definition of the name, but hey, you know what, man? It's the same as the cool Prius Nobody bumper sticker, which that's the one way that I think I can put some respect on a Prius, is if they have that bumper sticker on it, which I have seen once in person. We've seen it on the subreddit, I've seen it once in person, and that made me happy. That was the first Prius that I think I ever smiled at. Usually I'm brooding because I'm stuck behind them or they're making an illegal move or something like that. It's fun. Ah, yes, the Mitsubishi Cancer. They've been fed up. So much time spent at the shop, has new issues every week, just drains the bank account. I'm sorry, we're rebadging this. I can't sell it either. Nobody seems to want it, but I'm not going to sell it for literally nothing, and I'm not going to scrap it. So I'm just going to express my displeasure by naming it the Mitsubishi Cancer. I can't find the right words to describe this. Did you make your trailer out of the rear end of a 5 Series? Like, did you actually go to the junkyard and pick up a 5 Series, chop it in half, wrap it in orange to match your car? Dude, I'm worried about the weights on here. Like, this car looks really low in the back. Do you see this? Do you see? It looks really, really low back here. And it looks like the front's kind of coming off of the ground. I'm kind of nervous if this thing goes over any bumps that, like, the tires are just gonna go right into the wheel arches. Or worse, like, this isn't properly balanced and the trailer hitch is just gonna like pop off or something. What is the point of this? You know, at least you got integrated brake lights into the back of the car. You can confuse the heck out of anyone who's following you on the freeway. Like, what is happening here? But like, is this for passengers so you can tow them along? Probably not super legal, but you know, you could do it. Or is it just for storage? So you can add back seats to your back seats, because back seats are decent storage. You know, I'm sure they can fold down still. You can just stuff some extra stuff back there. It's great. Still got the BMW headlights too, impressive. I'm no mechanic, but I don't think brake lines go there. No, I don't think you want your spring to have the potential to sever your brake line. I don't actually know how this would work in action. I don't know how often you actually bottom out the springs so that they're completely compressed. I feel like it probably doesn't happen super often, but when it comes to driving, you want to account for all possible edge cases. That's why we don't have full self-driving cars, is because there are a lot of edge cases, like billions and trillions of them that haven't even been analyzed yet, which is why Tesla's like collecting all the data from the cameras of cars that are on the road already. I'm sure there have been some edge cases where the spring is fully compressed and it would lead to bad things. Probably don't do that. Smart Ute. Not sure if it belongs here as it's well executed. More of an awful taste, but great execution, perhaps, maybe, but first one. It's a good license plate. Nobody else has done a smart 6x6. Absolutely super practical because, you know, why buy a smart car and keep it super small, which is a selling point, when you can make it more the length of a regular vehicle? Actually, it's still probably shorter than most vehicles, but you get the extra storage space. And also, definitely good reason to have a wing on top of the tailgate there, because why would you want the pickup to, you know, serve as like an actual pickup when you can just block things from going in? Seems like a good way to go about it. Don't forget to replace your taillight fluids. Man tried to replace broken taillight with red sports drink. It's almost like nighttime is a thing, and someone might, you know, even if somehow that worked during the day, the sun was hitting it just right, it looked like it was a reflective light, your sports drink doesn't self-illuminate. At least I don't think you're drinking a radioactive energy drink. Although, I don't know, some of the energy drinks out there these days, they might very well be radioactive. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, dude. You got pulled over and caught in the end. How surprised would you be if I said this was in Florida? Area 51 raid team. Hey man, maybe this person's heading to a track day. You gotta put a number on your car on a track day, so on top of number 51, they said area raid team, because they're gonna raid the track area with fast lap times. That's exactly what's happening here. You're gonna drive all the way out to area 51, cross the country in this, and definitely be successful at raiding it versus trained military which are guarding the base. Is the meme over with? Like, the raid's supposed to happen in September or something, but is the meme done? One person's gonna show up who's actually serious about it and be like, where's everybody else? This sucks. And meanwhile, there's gonna be like a horde of people who show up with a bunch of camera equipment just waiting for everybody to document to post videos on the whole raid. They're gonna be disappointed. There's gonna be one guy, this guy, who shows up and he's gonna be like, I'm sorry guys, I expected more people. I can't go this alone. Everyone's gonna turn around disappointed. That's how it's gonna work. It's like home, but not. For some reason, I feel like this school bus isn't in commission. I can't possibly understand why. Don't take candy from strangers, kids, especially if one's in a big yellow school bus with a door. It looks like a house door on it. Don't go on that. I don't think it's gonna lead to good things. It's probably not. I don't think there's any good reason for this to ever exist. And also, I'd be very surprised if that glass doesn't just shatter itself with a little bit of driving going on. But well done. Good try. A Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. It hurts my eyes. I already know what this is from the thumbnail. It's, what's his name? Team Solomon? Or Solomone? Yeah, it's him. Oh, it's in front of, yeah, Brian Elle Salomone. I've seen this on Instagram a million times. He did this to his SV that he had before. And you know what? See, this is the thing. If you saw this in Japan at a meet with a bunch of other people who've just gone balls to the wall on their Lamborghinis, you'd be like, oh, this totally fits in. It's just missing the underglow. We need it at nighttime, right? But you see it here in the States, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, this is gaudy. What are you doing here, dude? You can't do that to your car. But at the end of the day, is there a better car you could do this on? I would argue that a V12 Lambo is the ideal car to do something like this on. Lambo is about being loud and visible and as extravagant as it gets. I embrace it, honestly. And he gets it well done. It's not like it's a poorly thrown together thing. I'm sure he pays lots of money to get the wrap job done. Like, it's probably $20,000 at least. Maybe more. Who knows? Kinda mod. It's awesome and shorty at the same time. Identifies as silver. If you're waiting on any sort of bodywork on your car, that's what you should do. You should just write on that panel. Do a little loading bar. That'd be another option. Loading, and then show it about where it's going to be over the course of things. You can keep filling in new bars every single day until it's actually fully done and installed. See, that'd be great. You know when your appointment's going to be. You know what day it is. You just fill in little bars, little by little, and you can have a real-time loading calculator on your car repairs. Owner says it helps him get from 27 miles per gallon highway to 29. Now that's nitpicking. Is this a serious thing? Because I feel like this might actually be a serious thing. I honestly don't know what's happening here. What is going? Is this like some hypermiling extraordinaire stuff? Are you just cooling things more? Is this more ventilation for the engine? Is the engine itself powering fans that are then ventilating the engine, which then produce the power to power the fans, which are doing that on the. This is strange. I don't actually know enough to be able to comment on what's going on here. I feel like it's not doing what. Is this all worth 2 miles per gallon on the highway? Like, are you driving that much? They're like, it makes that big of a deal that it was worth the investment to do all this? Because it doesn't look like this is necessarily cheap to do. Like, if you're driving that much, it's probably worth the investment to get a car that does like mad miles per gallon, a hybrid, an electric, or I don't know. It also just looks like it has a mustache on it. I don't even know at this point. I have no idea. My dad bought someone's Miata 2003 model, and the previous owner had this gear stick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, forking fast. Wait. Is 6th like an overrun gear in a Miata? I've never driven a Miata. I didn't even know it was a 6-speed. I would have thought it was a 5-speed. So shows what I know. I guess what he means to say, okay, is that this guy, he drives hard. All right, he shifts at high revs. He keeps it at high revs all the time. So if you need 6th gear, you are going forking fast. Okay, I don't drive at anything less than 5K revs. All right. Unless I'm stopped and getting up to speed, but I don't let it drop below 5K revs once I'm in motion. All right, once we're over 6K in first gear, all right, maybe then we'll consider upping a gear, but nothing less. All right, 5K in 6th gear. That's what I'm talking about. That's the only time when 6th gear gets used. The top for the last month, Silent Killer, Demonetizer. Sorry, god dang it. Mark II. This guy who came to AutoZone today said he wrecked his 2 Prii, so he welded the non-wrecked parts together and made a 6-door car. This is not possible. That can't be it. That is not. Did he really? Is that a thing? Because I feel like I've seen a stretch Prius before. Was it this one? There can't be that many stretch Priuses in the world. There really can't be. Wait, you really? How do you wreck both your Priuses? God! By being a Prius driver is how you wreck both your I mean, I suppose you might have gotten rear-ended, unless you reversed into something, and then you hit somebody else at the front, and then, or hit something, and then you just were like, yeah, let me, God, why did you have 2 Priuses to begin with? Why? Because if they belong to 2 different people, then putting them into one car wouldn't really solve anything, because then one person doesn't have a car. Did you own 2 Priuses? Like, there are people who have a lot of Ferraris, a lot of Porsches. I'd say a lot of 911s maybe is the best comparison, because they're all 911s. Are you a Prius collector? Do you have more than 1 Prius? I don't want that to be a thing, but I'm sure there are people out there in the world who have more than 1 Prius, and they won't belong to one person, and then oh no. Okay, anyway, stretch Prius. It's so it can hit more things. I'm sorry if you own a Prius and you're offended. There's a lot of bad things I've seen Priuses do, and maybe it's confirmation bias because I'm just like paying attention that it's like, oh, there we go, there's a Prius, but I'm sorry, at least you don't have a stretch Prius, okay? That's it. All right, anyway, that's it for the last month of Shorty Car Mods. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like if you like, check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more Shorty Car Mods videos. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and that's it. I'll see you next time.